Today's video is made possible through the support of Daniel D. Jager and dozens of other Patreon supporters just like you. If you're interested in being a part of helping me explore science and technology and sharing that with as many people as we can get to pay attention for a few minutes, check out the links below in the description and see how you can get involved and help me make the world a tiny little bit better in my own weird way. Thank you guys. Have fun. Hi there guys, welcome to today's Captain's Blog. It's 12:45 hours on October 21st, 2019. Let me show you what we got. Let me back out here real quick because you don't want to see me in that level of up close. So what we've got here is an AxiDraw version 3. This is the old one. We've had this for years, and I have been pounding on this fucking machine for like a week trying to get it to work. Couldn't do it. Couldn't find a power supply because it needs kind of an oddball power supply. Got a power supply. Thank you, Robert. Got a power supply direct from AxiDraw. Arrived here yesterday. Still couldn't make damn thing work. Fucked with it all day today. Still couldn't make damn thing work. Contacted tech support, and she's like, went through all the, YouTube tutorials and online manuals, and I did the testing, and if you can read this, it's working, and it's not fucking working. I can read it on the screen, but it's not working on the machine. I don't fucking, and it all it does is like it draws these twitchy things, and they're all top right, bottom left. So I found out why, and it's kind of cool, and it's a neat bit of engineering, and we're going to get into it. But the AxiDraw runs off 2 servo motors, but only one belt. So if you move the belt, it moves in both directions at the same time. And it's kind of cool. And it's the balancing between those 2 servos and the interplay between these 2 servos on a single belt to move this thing. It's really neat. But it really needs to not have a broken motor lead. See a little wire in there? Yeah. Shit's fucked. So that's our problem. That's what we're gonna fix. Because like I've been in software hell on this thing for days trying to figure it out. Just years of my life pissed away trying to figure this damn thing out. And I thought it was a software problem because it looked like a software. It's like it's not rendering properly. It's not resolving the data that it's getting. And I know I'm giving it the right data, but it's not doing what feels right. And as Dr. Ruth taught us many years ago, if it feels good, do it. So I'm doing it, but it's not feeling good. And the reason why is you can get what looks like a software problem in hardware if your hardware is fucked up. So we're going to take this completely apart. Let's remember the black wire goes to the back of the machine on the bottom plug. Okay? If your software is sending the right stuff, but the wire's broken at the last step, the motor isn't getting that data, then you can fake a software problem in hardware. So we're going to take this little thing totally apart. Is he going to use the right wrench or the right socket? No, he's going to grab a damn Gerber and just have at it. Also, you'd be amazed how often you use the tip of your index finger. But we'll get back on the 3D printer thing in the next video. My parts arrived for that just a few minutes ago. But we're going to take this totally apart. Don't hide. It's okay. Come on now. Okay, so nut, washer, board, standoff, plate. I may not have to, before we take the other 3 out of there, do we have to? Yeah, because of the way it's all kinked up in there. Maybe. I'm going to take it totally apart because I want to do a good job of fixing it. And I want you guys to be able to see what the hell I'm doing. Oh, they're Nylox. So the guys at Evil Mad Scientist are awesome. The tech support lady figured out the problem instantly. Like, I sent her a picture and she's like, oh hell yeah, that's it. Like the first call she's like, what do you mean it's having seizures? Like, it's having seizures. It's getting all cramped up and not moving the way it's supposed to move. And you know, It needs, I don't know, maybe medication or some shock treatments. But something's fucked up. I got that worked out. I sent her a picture, and she was like, "Oh yeah, you got a motor wire disconnected." Because they've made thousands of these, so because of that, they've managed to see them fucked up in every way you can imagine. And that was the thing that scared me at first, because like I contacted tech support and I expected to be like, "Oh yeah, you got to change this setting in this file and do this thing and you're fine." And she's like, "I have no idea." Like, what? I don't want to be the first. You never want to be the first. I want to be like the 10,000th guy to fuck it up in that way. I want you to be bored with like, yeah, go here, download this thing, do this, you need this patch. Yeah, I'm fine with that. But being the first guy, that's a whole day with tech support of like, well, fuck, we never imagined anybody would try to use one of these rectally. Like, that's just, we never planned for that. You gotta have the IP68 rated one to do that. Now go put that back in your car where it belongs. I got a really long wrench on this. It's just, I grabbed the first one that fit, and this one is usually for repairing racing quads. By the way, if you ever have to take your AxiDraw V3 apart, it's 2mm. And they're like ubiquitously 2mm. They're every bolt I've had to take off this thing to get all the way down to the chewy center has just been a 2mm bolt. Alright, so there's all our parts laid out nicely, and we don't... Oh shit. What the fuck is that? That just fell out. Oh, it's the button! It's the button. Right? It's the button, isn't it? Looks like the button. It's the pause button. Alright. That's the pause button. I'll put those two pieces together. I'll figure out where the hell that goes later on. It's going to be one of those. Program reset. There isn't one labeled pause, but when I put it back in the case, the hole's only going to be in one spot, so I'll figure that out. Okay, so this is our problem. Now, before I take these off, strip them, and re-terminate all of them, I'm going to take a picture of everything so that I know where it's supposed to go, because I see yellow, red, green, gray, yellow, red, green, and then gray is obviously our broken one, and I'm not sure of the health of the green. But I'm going to take a photograph of this, and this is something you should do. If you're, we live in the era of the cell phone, where everybody carries a high-resolution camera in their pocket. So if you're taking stuff apart, if you're fixing things, take pictures. It's not like you're paying for film. Take a clean lens, makes a better photo. The lens is clean. The operator's a dirty bastard. And then we'll just get some high-res pics of the board, top and bottom. I may need these in the future. It's an iBot board, EIBot board, something like that. So, yeah, cool. Alright, so we've got our own reference data. And I want to thank Lenore at Evil Mad Scientist. She was the amazing woman I got to talk to today. She's super cool. Alright, so really we should need cutters, strippers. I got my cutters right here. These will do. We'll need a little pair of strippers and a screwdriver that fits that. Those are just a few millimeters across. So I'm gonna go right over here and grab a precision screwdriver. Okay, I got two different sets of strippers. I got the ones I want to use. I don't think they'll work for this. I think my wires are too tiny, but I got a backup pair as well. Don't have a good pair of strippers because they're out in the car. Do you fit? Oh, just. Okay, cool. So we're going to take this whole cable right off of here. I'm going to trim this back, and then we're going to re-terminate all of them just to make sure we're good. Because I don't want to play this game again. The question I have is, how the hell did this wire break? Because this is all rigidly mounted, like there was no flexure on this cable at all. Can I come out? You are fucking in there, buddy. Why are you so tight? Okay. So clearly we've had a wire break off. Can you come out? I know you're in there. Can you see it in there? Can you see the wire in there? So we're gonna do a little surgery to get that broken piece out, but I have just the thing for you. Okay, give me a second. I have exactly the right tool for this! I have a particularly minuscule set of hemostats. I don't know how well this is going to focus, but I'll do the best I can. Got it. So that's, and you can see the original pieces are tinned from the looks of it. Yeah, that's our original piece. Good job, guys. That's very well built. And I don't count this as a manufacturing defect. Because A, sometimes shit just happens, and B, the machine worked. Like, we used it at the lab for a long time without any issues. So this is possibly thermal cycling, or this could just be it wore the fuck out. Or it could be malicious, like somebody could have like gotten in and be like, you know what, fuck that guy, man, I'll do this. So because I've stressed all these connections in removing them, I'm gonna cut them all off and start over, and I'm gonna remove some of the support shit that's in my way. You don't really need it. Okay. So we've got these 4 little wires that we're going to terminate. And we've got our color guide to go from. So the first thing we're going to do is strip them all off. And I'm not going to solder tin them. I don't think I need to today. I think it'll be okay. If that turns out to be wrong, then I can always come back. Yeah, I can't strip them with those. Those are the ones I wanted to strip them with. So we're just going to do it with this. What is that, about a 20 gauge, you think? Yeah, that'll work fine. Oh, it's so tiny. Just shoo you out of the way. And these are the leads right off the motors. Like, there's no intermediate bullshit happening here. These are right there. But I got lots of lead to work with, so we'll be alright. These are tiny wires. They're not 20 gauge. They're smaller than that. Okay, so those are our 4 wires. And now we're going to put them back into our termination. First one is yellow, then red, then green, then gray. So yellow, red, green, gray. We're going like that. Oh, we got a flyer here. So we start with yellow. And this is a little fussy. Okay, yellow wire is in position. It's like watching NASA TV. Okay, and we make sure that we're only biting the bare conductor, not the insulator. That's an important thing when you're doing terminations. Here, we'll get you guys zoomed right in. Let's see if it'll hold focus for that. So next is red. Nestled safely in its home. Okay, yellow, red. That wants to be spun tighter. Oh! Red came out. Didn't have a good clamp. I may have done it in the wrong spot. I'm trying to work through the lens of the camera so that you guys can see as much as possible. So it's really easy to miss the hole. Let's try that again. I want more free wire to play with because I don't want to be stressing the previous wire as I'm doing this. Oh, that's way better. Okay, lots of room. Okay, we're well seated in there. Okay. And our yellow's good too. And then green and gray. I'm gonna see if I can lift those up even more. I go up until it clicks off the end, and then back down one. Little flyer on the end. Well, that crunched right to shit. Put some hair around it, we're good, alright. Alright, keep you out of the way. There we go, that's way better, okay. Green's a little shorter than the rest, so it's a little harder to work with. Nice and tight, green's in there good. Now we'll clean up gray after we smushed it. And we'll line it up for the hole. Beautiful. Oh, that's lovely. Okay. There. See? You could have done that. You totally could have done that. Couldn't you? See? So before I actually physically put everything back together again, I'm going to do a functional test. We'll even plug our thing back in. Black to the back on the bottom of the board. So that's the top now. So we're going to plug this into power and everything and set it all up and see that it works when we come back. Alright guys, we're back. I have my trusty assistants. We're going to be fine. Zoom! Zoom! Hi buddy. You helping? So we have Zoom and Mackie here helping. You gonna come help? You're just waiting for cookies, aren't you? Okay. Do you need a cookie? Do you need cookies? Who needs a cookie? Who needs a cookie? What? Who needs a cookie? You guys, you're very capable helpers. And you've got a benefits package I can afford. Everybody cool now? Can we go to work? Okay. Alright, so we've got this ready to go. At least electrically. Mechanically, we're still a little fucked. But I'm going to plug this in just... We'll clean the shit out of the way. I'm going to plug this in and power it up and fire off the computer. See if we can make it happen. So, let's get to work. Alright guys, we're back. Time is 14:16 hours. And this is the initial test. Hey Moose, you want to come see it? I'm testing.
Every time I walk out the door.
I'm testing. This is it. It's going to work this time.
I'm watching.
Oh fuck, I got to plug it in.
That helps.
Alright, hang on. Power. USB. We're good. Everything's ready. And here we go. It worked! It totally fucking worked! Look at that! I am totally sending this picture off to AxiDraw. Fuck yeah, we fixed it! Alright, now we gotta put all that shit back together and then have it still work. So, we'll be back. So what are you doing?
Cross-hatching.
What's cross-hatching?
You'll see.
Okay.
I mean,
This is Ms. Moose's stress test?
yes.
Okay.
So, it only draws paths, right?
Okay.
So when you do text, it only does the outline of the text.
Okay.
Unless you have a single line font, which is a pain in the butt for totally different reasons. So, the two ways that you can do text are you can do the outline like what you did in the tiny sample,
okay.
or you can fill it, which is what we're doing right now.
Can you choose what you get to fill it with?
A little. Well, at least in Inkscape and the plugin. If you're doing it in Illustrator, you can get kind of creative. But it's a good stress test because you're lining up a bunch of actions.
Yeah, yeah. This is really cool.
You can do super cool stuff with it if you want to get fancy, where you can do like different colors.
It works.
sure why it didn't actually render the whole thing.
Because you went outside the boundary box.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
don't know if it cared about that or not.
It did, and I'm glad it did, because now I can quit drawing on the damn table. Alright, I'm going to put this back together now.
Awesome.
Thank you, Moose!
I am going to remake your sample because I realized there was a spelling error.
That's alright, there's a spelling error on the tape measures. Those became a collector's item now.
Yay. They're like a penny, right?
Yeah. Alright, so we just got to put this back together, and I think we can handle this. We took it apart, so we don't need all that stuff. We'll just move that right out the way. Set over here where we can clean it up easily later. All our little bits. Now we're going to need all of our hardware, and I got to figure out the button. That's the one tricky part I'm worried about, but everything else should be pretty self-explanatory. So this used to sit like that. Right? Yeah, that sits like that, which means our board sits like that, which means to bolt the board in place, we put it here. I'm just going to line this up first time. So that's my power button. Reset button is right next to the current adjust? What? Okay, so there's my reset button. And that's the only place that fits. It's right there. Yeah, that's centered right over current adjust.
I emailed you.
Okay. I gotta figure out how to assemble this bit. It wants to live right over the thing labeled current adjust. I expected it to want to live right over reset or program. It's the pause button.
Oh.
So I gotta figure that out.
I don't know, sorry. I've never taken it apart.
That's alright. I also gotta figure out what the hell holds it in there. Alright. We'll get there. But it starts with putting a long bolt through. Now we gotta now you're right over the program button. So there's a little hole there. Let's check our picture. I don't think I got a picture of that. I don't think I did any pictures before I took it apart. Yep, I don't have any pictures of it all assembled. Hey, Robert?
Yes, my love?
I have an AxiDraw V3. Can you find me anywhere a set of detailed assembly instructions for what happens when you take the circuit board off? Because I'm trying to figure out how the Wait a minute. I'm upside down. That's how it goes. Okay. Okay. I had the plunger backwards. So that's going to go there, because that's the only hole that lines up. So it's the program button is the pause button. Alright, I got it. Never mind. I just had to think it through. Yup, that fits perfectly. So that, and it just floats. And the pressure of the little button is what holds it off. Alright. Thank you, Robert. It is kind of tricky to hold, though, because you got to get that. Oh, fuck. Okay. So you go in that hole, there. And you go there. And y'all go in here. We have very little wire to mess with. But, haha, fucking brilliant. Alright, I can clip that on there like that. See? And it holds it in there. So we ease on, and I'm just going to take that out. So I only have to have this fight one time. Okay. So I gotta have the little spacer in there and lined up right. Totally need no. Oh, shit, we can use one, we can use two. Let's grab one of them. Alright. So we put that in there. And we feed this through it. And then we bring the board down onto the bolt. And we're through! Okay, that was way harder than it needs to be. Now let's see if we can make it a little bit easier by using a nut driver of the appropriate size, or at least failing that a socket. So I'm going to go find a nut driver this size. Alright, I think we got this sorted out. Got my ridiculously long Allen wrench. I got a little ratchet, and these appear to be 6mm bolts or nuts on here. I'll try to get that in there by hand. Just to get it started. I'm not going to be able to hold it with fingertip pressure because it's a nylock, but I can get it started with fingertip. Works better if you put the socket on there. Going the right way, okay. I'll just run this down. Okay, and that's a good start. Now we'll do another one to the opposite corner. Because if I get the two opposite corners in, then that should hold everything else good enough. And the first one's the hard one. But that should hold everything else good enough that I can take the clamp off and that'll be fine. And now you can take that clamp off and our little button works. And I know that's the right place for the button because the other one doesn't actually have anything under it, so we're cool there. So now, before I move these wires and stress these anymore, I'm going to put zip ties on here to protect them because I'm really nervous that I'm going to break a wire connection off. So let's grab some really tiny zip ties. And just as a way of leaving my mark on here, we'll use white ones. And that way they'll know, hey, somebody fucked with us. This ain't like in the picture, man. Go away, I'm doing stuff. And we'll grab our 3D printer nippers. Flush cut as we go. See, by doing this we strain relief the wires. Okay, that's on there. Give me that back. Okay. Alright, so now we just got the 4 top screws and our little wire jumper thing for the pen axis. Leave those just loose enough to slide this around. Drop all those right where they're supposed to be. Now we can tighten it. And in theory, we're pretty much there. We'll give her a test and see if she works. This has to come up and around so that anchors there. Move that out of the way, all the way down to the other end. Yep, it's fine. Okay. And this wants to be clamped between its 2 pieces for safety and support. I'm going to put that on the outside, and we'll need a zip tie. So zip tie through there. Just run that right up. Zip tie through there. Zip tie through there. Oh no, let's do that from this side, because then any hangy pokey bits come off of here. Thank you, sir! Because I want this inside area to be as clean and smooth as possible. So that'll come out through there. And I don't remember if they originally had the cable clamped in there as well, but I'm going to, because why not? There, that's good. And then this plugs in with the black wire to the back, the bottom plug in the rack. And now one other zip tie. Right through there, right through there. There. Clean up our nibs. Nice and smooth flush cut. Now, I think we got it. Let's plug it in and test it and see if the damn thing works. Alright, let's make an alignment grid. Fuck yeah! Now I know where to put 3x5 card, because that will be perfectly aligned to that. I should make it a little bit bigger, but it gives me... Yeah, alright, let's see if we can make that just a hair bigger. Alright, now here's the real test. Let's see if this works. Well, I would call that a resounding fucking success. Kick ass. And thank you, Mr. Cole. Alright, totally different camera. Nope! So, it's working, the whole setup, and I'm rocking out Patreon names for the thing. So, that's a hell of a lot of work to get that all working, and it takes, what? Well, here, let's start. It takes about 6 minutes per name, and I'm doing them all one by one. So if you want your name on a card in the intro, like you saw probably at the beginning of this video, actually, you'll get to, so you've seen it already. If you want your name on one, I'm doing them for everybody who is a patron in the tier 25 or tier 5. So anybody who is a patron, like one of my big dogs that's donating like 25 bucks a month, I'm going to do this for every single one of you. And if you are not on my Patreon and you would like to be, you'd like a day sponsor thing, get on tier 5. I will make you one. But I'm not going to keep this set up together for very long, like, because it's taking up workstation 4. So get on to Patreon quick, and I'll be doing this for a couple days, and as long as you're in the next couple days, you'd be cool. So thank you guys for helping out on the Patreon. I really do appreciate it, and you guys are the reason I can do all of this, so you're the reason that I am doing all of this, because I really do sincerely appreciate it. You guys are what make my world go round, so thank you. You guys have fun. That's it.